The gilded cage of the royal family, long a subject of global fascination and scrutiny, has once again been violently rattled, not by a dignified statement from Buckingham Palace, but by the specter of a furious confrontation in the shadowy corridors of power. The source of this latest earthquake is veteran royal biographer and historian Tom Bower, whose relentless investigative work has long been a thorn in the side of the establishment. Following the publication of what insiders are calling his most devastating chapter yet, a series of meticulously sourced bombshells concerning the very existence and upbringing of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, a seething Prince Harry reportedly tracked down the author for a tense, explosive face-to-face meeting. This isn't the stuff of salacious rumor. It is the undeniable consequence of a narrative war that has escalated beyond press releases and Oprah interviews into the realm of raw, unfiltered human fury. The carefully constructed facade of the Montecito fairytale, it seems, is showing catastrophic cracks under the weight of alleged deception, ambition, and a father's rage. The confrontation, described by a source close to the situation as inevitable and volcanic, did not occur in a genteel London club but in a private members' area after a public speaking engagement Bower was attending. Harry, who had flown to the UK for a separate charity event, was allegedly made aware of the specific contents of Bower's latest manuscript through intermediaries. What he read, or was told, purportedly sent him into a tailspin of anger so profound that he felt compelled to confront the author directly. Harry was not there to have a debate, the source revealed under condition of anonymity due to the extreme sensitivity of the matter. He was there to issue a threat, a warning, and to express a personal betrayal so deep it was palpable in the room. He accused Bower of terrorizing his family and peddling lies that put his children at risk. The language was intemperate, laced with expletives, and a far cry from the compassionate Prince the world was once sold. This was not a royal executing a strategy. This was a man, stripped bare of his PR armor, reacting with pure, unadulterated emotion. But what could possibly be contained within Tom Bower's research that would provoke such an extreme and risky reaction from a prince who has famously advocated for privacy and mental health? According to multiple insiders who have been briefed on the book's contents, the claims are not merely about minor biographical details, but strike at the very heart of the Sussexes' curated identity as parents and humanitarian figures. The most incendiary allegation, and the one believed to have been the primary catalyst for Harry's fury, centers on the authenticity of the children's public lives versus their reality. Bower's sources, allegedly including former staffers from the Montecito period and contacts within the entertainment industry, posit a disturbing theory that the children are used primarily as props in a broader, calculated media strategy to secure financial security and global influence, and are largely raised by a rotation of nannies under a shroud of secrecy so absolute it has raised eyebrows among even their closest, now former, confidants. The book reportedly delves into the specifics of Archie's birth certificate, revisiting the curious omission of Meghan's name and the subsequent amendment, not as a simple administrative error, but as a pointed act of symbolic separation from the royal family, a move allegedly orchestrated by Meghan to establish a new, independent brand identity for her son from the moment he was born. Furthermore, Bower's investigation claims to have testimony suggesting that the much-publicized, near-catastrophic fire in Archie's nursery during the South Africa tour was dramatically embellished for the Oprah Winfrey interview, with aides at the time reportedly confused by the severity of the claim as it was presented to the world. If true, this accusation doesn't just question a story, it eviscerates a cornerstone of the Sussexes' victimhood narrative, painting it not as a traumatic truth, but as a manipulative plot point. The controversy deepens profoundly with Lilibet. Bower's work allegedly questions the very circumstances of her name selection, portraying it not as a heartfelt tribute to the Queen but as a cynical, last-ditch effort to regain favor and a royal title for the child after the Megxit deal had turned sour. Sources in the book claim the decision was met with stunned silence and profound hurt within the inner circles of the Windsor family, who viewed it as an appropriation of the Queen's most intimate childhood nickname without the courtesy of a prior ask for permission, a claim seemingly validated by the BBC's reporting at the time that the Queen was not consulted. This portrayal of Meghan is not of a daughter-in-law seeking connection, but of a strategist executing a power play, using the most personal of familial tokens as a bargaining chip. The antagonistic portrayal of Meghan Markle in this unfolding drama is not born from misogyny or racism, as her defenders will inevitably claim, but from a pattern of behavior documented by a historian with a reputation for forensic digging. Bauer's narrative, as it emerges from these leaks, paints a picture of a woman whose entire life has been a meticulous campaign of personal branding, where relationships are transactional and narratives are weapons. From her first marriage to producer Trevor Engelson, which ended with a swift and cold detachment that shocked their mutual friends, to her calculated entry into the royal sphere, the portrait is one of relentless ambition. The infamous feud with her father, Thomas Markle, is re-examined not through the lens of a victimized daughter, but through a series of alleged broken promises and calculated excommunications the moment he ceased to be a useful part of the story and became a liability. The toxic royal family narrative, according to Bauer sources, was not a truth Harry was desperate to escape, but a storyline Meghan was determined to sell, convincing a vulnerable Harry that his family was an enemy to be defeated rather than a dysfunctional institution to be navigated. This calculated persona extends, the book claims, to the children's public appearances. The few sanctioned photos of Archie and Lilibet are analyzed not as moments of parental joy, but as highly controlled media drops, timed to counter negative press or to promote a new commercial venture.